granted. We thank you for the responsibilities you give us to operate the school and look after the students and give them the best education we can possibly give them. We just ask that we not hold that lightly either, that is a big responsibility, and each of us have a role to play in that, and just watch out for those students, watch out for the teachers, and bless the school. For it's in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, first up, we have a project hearing and secondary preliminary determination hearing. And we're going to go through that right now. This is a hearing on the proposed project. If you're interested in speaking at the hearing, please make sure you've signed in. Sign-in sheet should include your name and address. After presentation by the administration, there will be an opportunity for public to make comments about the project. At the hearing, we ask that each person limit their comments to 3 minutes and that the topic be limited to the proposed project under consideration. The notice of this preliminary determination hearing was published as legally required, and the first preliminary hearing was held on July 9th of 2026. And now Dr. Lanham will explain the purpose of this hearing.
Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-26-7-37, before a school corporation may spend more than $1 million to build, repair, or alter a school building that will be financed by a lease or bond, it must hold a public hearing at which explanations of the potential value of the project to the school corporation and community are given. Similarly, pursuant to Indiana Code 6-1.1-20-3.1, a school corporation must hold 2 public hearings and adopt a resolution to preliminarily determine to issue bonds or enter a lease for a project which has a total project cost in excess of a non-controlled project, or if the school corporation has a debt service fund tax rate above a certain amount. These public hearings and the considerations of resolutions are the very beginning of the legal process. These resolutions establish a maximum financial terms for the proposed project.
Now we'll ask Dr. Lanham to tell us about the process of determining and communicating the project to the community and the need for the project.
So if you see this person down here in the bottom, Kristen McClellan, she is one of our bond attorneys, and she is here because when you do your public speaking, if you have questions, this amazing counselor is going to be able to help us answer them if you have them. So I'm here to talk to you about the scope of the project. Thank you for coming out tonight to hear about our prospective building and renovation project. Over the past 9 months, we've been working to create a possible list of building projects. And as you can see from this list, we are looking at doing a large scope of improvement work with all 3 buildings, prioritizing safe, secure entrances, CTE, area renovation, floor covering, restroom updates, and HVAC. We are working with Stacy Abernathy with Tecton Construction Management Firm to ensure that we stay on budget and we stay on the right path.
All right, now we will hear about the proposed project, how it will be financed, as well as the information about the effect on that typical property taxpayer.
Right now, we have 1 bond issued outstanding that we will pay off this year at the end of 2026. And we talked about this last time, so you guys have all probably already noticed the tax increase on your bills in March. Any new debt that we issue in 2026 will impact of debt service levy beginning in 2027. The projected or potential structure is $9 million. This is our overall hard cost and soft cost based on these projects of these secure entrances. This wall tucking, it is, if you go to the back of our building, it was pointed out to us that between the bricks is coming loose. That's called tuck pointing. I learned some great new vocabulary over the past 9 months. The CCE renovation area of looking at the weight room, the culinary arts, and the industrial arts area. And this is just a wide scope. TechCon will come in and they will talk to all of the people who have stakeholders in this. So this is just very preliminary overview. High School Media Center renovation to this area, that area, and the early college space is what we call it now. Restrooms, making them ADA compliant, working with some STEM and early college. We have to have a chairlift in our multipurpose room. We have looking at doing floor covering in our multipurpose room. And then this little text area and some of the elementary work is with HVAC, and we've been talking a little bit of how that works. And I don't know if you guys have been to the elementary, but you might want to take a little walk up there because I'm pretty sure it's probably warmer up there than it is in here. So here is our hard cost and our soft costs, and then our total budget. This operation, we are being hit by Senate Bill 1 and our operations. Many school districts across the state, all school districts across the state, are being affected by that. And so we have this operation, $2 million to help our operations with some of the things that they need to do. So that's our total budget is $9 million. Here's our timeline. Bond issuance, July through September. Design would be September and December. Contract bidding would be January and February, and then the construction would start and take place in June 26th. Construction to March of 2027. That's 27. Right now, this is where our current debt service levy is, that we have the bond that we were talking about a little bit ago that will be paid off this year. So there's no, if you notice, there are no bonds right there. So we will, this potential structure is $9 million. This graph is a financial graph that reflects 5% interest. Right now, when I spoke with one of our bond counselors, he said right now we would be closer to 3.75 to 4%, but as you know, we these numbers are high for the sake of once we make this live, then the dollar amounts are set into place. These bonds are being structured, maintained in current debt service fund levels while leaving capacity for potential future needs starting in 2030. If we wanted to come back again, we could do so in 2030. Our levy will be the same. This will be a tax neutral sport corporation. It will not be asking for any more money on an annual basis. And someone had asked that question to Rexel. And we will not, the amount you pay now is what you will continue to pay. These are our max parameters. Once they are set, we can't go above them. These numbers are conservative in nature, that means they're a little high. Because this is a second hearing, we will adopt a resolution tonight for a preliminarily determining to enter into an agreement. As I said, this tax increase over the 2026 debt service fund there will be no tax increase above what you're paying now. At this time, I think it's
Yeah, this will be the public hearing portion of it. If anybody has any comments or questions for Kristen while she's live over there, and I don't see anybody that signed up for this for any questions. So I don't believe we have any questions, Kristen.
Do you have anything to add, Kristen, that might be something that they would maybe want to hear?
These are just maximums, and it doesn't, there's still a lot more things to overcome. If this is what the state requires,
Okay. We have no questions. You want to just summarize real quick the project resolution?
The project resolution is required when the school is planning to spend more than $1 million per building. It contains the estimated hard and soft construction costs and the cost of issuance and establishes the total project cost. It also contains the estimated tax impact.
So having that presentation and no questions being asked, could I have a motion and a second to adopt the project resolution? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Lorna has the motion to adopt project resolution. I need a second.
I'll second the motion.
Annette seconds the motion to adopt. Any discussion? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion's carried. All right, could you summarize the preliminary determination resolution?
The preliminary determination resolution is required when a school is planning to finance more than a certain amount for a given facility. It contains the total project cost, maximum annual payment and lease term, and other financial terms such as estimated principal amount and tax impact.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the preliminary determination resolution?
All motion.
Eva's got the motion. Second,
Second.
Lorna. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0. Anyone opposed? Okay. And the reimbursement resolution.
The next resolution is a reimbursement resolution relating to the financing of the construction project. This resolution permits the school corporation to reimburse itself from the bond proceeds for any cash which it might spend on the project prior to closing on the bonds. It is required by federal tax law in order to preserve the school corporation's ability to reimburse itself.
Okay, thank you. Could I have a motion and a second to adopt the reimbursement resolution?
All motion.
Annette's got the motion. A second.
Second.
Eva. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion's carried.
Kristen, we will bid you farewell.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
And that concludes the bond portion of the meeting. We'll proceed with our regular meeting now. Approval of minutes from the July 9th, 2026 meeting. Need a motion to approve those minutes.
All motion.
Eva, second.
I'll second.
Lorna, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Fiscal fund update. Dr. Lanham.
Okay, here's my August update. We're going to talk about our buckets again, as we do every month. I will say that as of today, we have 565 students enrolled, which is the exact same number that we ended last year with. So we ended with 565, and we're starting the year as of right now. That's what our data is telling us. We are having some issues with Skyward and the DEX, which is the Department of Education. They're not really talking to each other very well, so our data could be skewed just a little bit. We do have a good number of online students, so we're working through that also to make sure they have the right supports in place. So looking at our funds. So this is the education fund, and this over here tells us how much we've of these funds we've used. So this is kind of where Kendra Wright, I am thankful for her. Every day we have conversations. So if we look, these are our expenditures for this month, and this is our revenue. We did purchase curriculum. July's a little tricky because it's wonky because we don't have everybody in the building, right? So people that aren't paid in July, that their salaries don't come out of that unless they are a contract, like hourly employees, that kind of thing, from the education fund. But we have purchased some curriculum, not as much curriculum as we did in the past, but we are really watching about making sure our curriculum is really aligned with the state standards and our scope and sequences. And I have to say thank you to so many teachers and teacher assistants who came in this summer to do professional development to make sure that we are giving instruction with fidelity, and we're also aligning everything in language arts and reading to the science of reading. And then this year we get to start down the math road. So I will have to say kudos to everyone who's been really involved in that process. So we're going to continue to watch this because we're going to be tight, and we know that. Our operations budget, here we are. We're kind of in the same spot with our operations budget. We did get our new bus. We used bond money to pay for that, but just so you know, comes out of operations includes all of our utilities, technology, anything to do with transportation, salaries and benefits for our custodial staff, maintenance team, and then our legal services come out of that also. So there's lots of things that comes out of operation as well. Our technology comes out of operation. And I have to give kudos to Matthew and his team and Larry. They come down regularly. We talk about this budget. We talk about what this looks like, what's affecting kids. Sometimes it's not a great conversation because we're like, does this affect kids in a positive way, and how can we make sure it works? This is our debt service. This is the bond that we currently have, and we currently have $174,000 left in there, but there are some expenses that are coming out of there. The track is finished, and so what happens is we have to pay for that before they reimburse us. So we had to pay for it. It ended up, Larry's not here tonight, and I always pick on him, but he kept us on budget. We spent right around $62,000. Once FEMA pays us back, our 25% will be $62,000, and we are actually a little under budget because Larry was really focused on making sure, having conversations with those contractors. So, and Larry does that because he, is also knows our budget situation. But when we start the building project, the great thing about that is that's what Tecton will do for us. One of the things they will do for us is make sure that we're getting the right services, that things are being done the right way, but they're also going to make sure that we are on budget. That's where I think that's all I have right now. Does anybody have any questions about the fund report?
I had a question about the track. Is
Sure.
it open for people to walk now?
Yes. I guess the sign for no pets was in the grass where they took the fence down. So they put the sign back up. We just would appreciate not having pets on the track, but it's open to the public.
And what about strollers, bicycles? Are those, does anyone know?
I don't think there's a direct policy on that.
Okay.
But I feel like.
Well, some things there's a policy, some don't. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I think the only thing that was on the sign previously was the pets.
Okay.
Great question.
The resolution of the reduction of the appropriation in the 2026 rainy day fund. Can you elaborate?
Yes. So in the rainy day fund on our budget, we had said that we would, the resolution amount was 600,000, but we reduced that resolution amount in the next budget to be 150,000. So there's a difference there. So we have to have a resolution to document that there's a difference in what was allocated potentially and what we are actually going to do.
So I didn't see that in the.
It should be in the.
I didn't see that in the packet.
Okay.
unless I missed it, which is highly possible.
It might be in the sign packet also. So that has to be signed.
Oh, okay.
So we can print that out.
That's the bond stuff.
It's just basically saying we're going to spend less than we said, than we allocated to spend.
This is the bond stuff. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something we need to vote on right now?
It's just
No,
that
but
you just vote on.
We're just going to sign it.
Yeah, sign the resolution.
Okay,
We just want to be transparent.
got it. Okay, comments from patrons concerning items on the agenda, and again, nobody signed up, so we'll move on. Let's see, presentations. We have Kathy Overton on the agricultural updates.
Okay.
Thank
My name is Kathy Overton. Many of you know me as Kerr. This is my third year teaching middle school language arts and agriculture at Shoals. I'm also the FFA advisor, and I'm here to give an update on Jug Rock's farm and what our agriculture and FFA students are planning this year. We currently have 36 students in our agriculture program and several more who have expressed interest. Currently, Cammie Sanders and I are covering the agriculture classes until November, when Nora Howitt arrives to take over pending her graduation and paperwork. So I'm sharing ideas right now with her and with Cammie, our expectations, our ideas, our responsibilities, just having some communication on that so that it's a smooth transition. Ms. Howitt is finishing her student teaching at Monrovia and will graduate with an ag ed degree from Purdue this fall. So we're really excited to have her join our team. Before school started, Nora and I walked through the school farm and discussed our plans for this year. Once she arrives, I will continue to help her and mentor her through the rest of the school year. I would like to share some of our plans for the year and seek board approval for these plans. The plans for next week, our students have been getting the farm ready this week. We spent a couple days out there. We would like to add chickens to the farm and coordinate with the culinary class to use the eggs that we'll harvest. Spencer the pig, we have a lot of fans of him here. He was born on the school farm and nursed to health by Mrs. Sexton in her classes, and he's going to return as a probably 300+ pound hog with his little sidekick, a potbelly pig named Charlotte. So that will give us some opportunities for some hands-on learning and livestock management. We will be cleaning up the garden and the raised beds for fall planting to supply our culinary classes. And all of these things will give us those hands-on learning opportunities that all of us teachers here and administrators think are very important. And just applying the classroom instruction time, applying that to some real-world agricultural management skills. In the near future, we would like to add a couple cats to guard the feed and welcome our guests. We'd like to add cameras to the barn for security, safety, accountability, and to be able to check on the animals from a distance. It would also be neat to broadcast to the school TVs. Paoli does this with their hog program when they're farrowing. The kids are getting that live action without disturbing the animals. Other species may visit the farm. If you know me, you know I have a lot of species on my farm. And just if there's an opportunity, if we're doing a unit on beef, we may have one of our very tame cows in there for some demonstrations and some experiential learning opportunities. Next semester, Ms. Howitt has experience with sheep and goats. She's excited to see what's going to work out here. Just once she gets her feet a little wet and gets her classes used to her expectations, she wants to see what will work out here. She'd also like to improve our gardens and work with the cafeteria to make fresh produce an option in the cafeteria. So I think we make a really good team with what we both bring to the table. An FFA update. We've been doing a lot. We've been planning a lot. This summer, we organized the pedal tractor pull at the Catfish Festival. We also cleaned up at the end of the parade after the horses. We're taking a group to the antique show in Elnora, teaching them how farming used to be. And then in January, we'll take them to the farm machinery show to show them the advancements in agriculture. We'll also take a few to give a presentation at Davis County Farm Fair in September. That's where we'll demonstrate how we hatch eggs right here in classrooms and then transport those chickens out to the school farm, hopefully. Several members will compete in the regional livestock skillathon and the soils career development events. We will attend National FFA Convention in Indianapolis with chapters from all over the country. We'll host the Farmers Breakfast and celebrate National FFA Week in February with events such as the Drive Your Tractor to School Day. That's very popular. We have several other trips, competitions, community service planned. Follow our Facebook page. To wrap it up, I'm extremely grateful for the support of our administration, maintenance staff, and fellow educators as we work together to provide exciting learning opportunities for our students. It really does take a team. The maintenance department has been helping a lot. The students are jumping in, and we're ready to go for this semester. I'm also excited for Ms. Howitt to join our staff and bring her experiences and ideas to continue building and expanding our ag program. Any
It's been
questions?
awesome to watch the conversation. Like every day she's bouncing down the hall talking about something related with the ag, and the kids are excited, the teachers are excited, and I think it's just been, they are excited about next week.
Yes.
Good deal.
The rumor
Appreciate it.
has leaked out.
Spencer's coming back.
Yeah.
This is
Spencer's-
wonderful. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
It's a lot of us working together to keep things going, and welcome Nora here. So I'm grateful for all the people that are chipping in. Definitely not just me.
We're excited for her to get that student teaching experience. You know, we all remember that time as educators. We all remember when we did that. So I think it's really good that she's getting that experience. But
I think she can
appreciate
bring
you.
a lot from that experience. It's always great to see other programs and how things work, and bring that experience to us.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have the FEMA shelter, Gary Goodman and Sarah Sexton.
While they're coming up, we have created this FEMA Shelter Advisory Committee, and it's an amazing team. Corey Brazine, Sarah Sexton, Carrie Goodman, Lori Sims, Robbie Fisher, Mike Steenert, Christy Steenert, Josh Green, Teresa Holt, Lisa Taylor, myself, Vicki York, and Andy Ringwald. We've met multiple times and had great conversations, and I have learned so much from this team. And so these ladies, Sarah is leading a lot of this because of her work that she had done when the Red Cross was here. And when she talks about this, you're going to be able to hear her passion as well. One of many, and we're excited that she is going to be one of the leaders of this process because she is so knowledgeable, and we're thankful for that. So our plan updates, our safe room activation. I'm going to cross my fingers. So we have a plan. This amazing team has done some work, and we have a plan moving forward that the plan will go into place when a tornado watch, a tornado warning, or the warning siren is set off. The tricky part to it is the tornado watch, because we could have a 14-hour tornado watch. So our team has a weather watcher for the month, and that month of August, pending tonight, is Carrie. So Carrie will watch the weather. We've been kind of coached by our by Andy and Corey and Sarah of how, like, we're going to watch it to see when it gets to a certain percent. We have a group thread, text thread, and we kind of communicate already here and there. But they she's going to send it out that, hey, we're going to go over to the shelter. We're going to open it. Right now, we have keys that we're going to open the shelter with, but if our plan is next week, we're going to invest some of the bond money. It's $10,000 to put a keypad on the door, but also a lock that you can unlock from afar. For example, we have a key fob and a key at dispatch in town. Thank Josh Green for that. And they will be able to trip the door as well. They also are going to, maybe if they have the opportunity, to send some over here to help us. Vicki York lives across the way. She is one of our volunteers who said, hey, I'll be there. But for the month of August, our safety coordinator will be Robbie Fisher, and he will be kind of leading it for the month of August. We want to make sure that our team is not overwhelmed with all of the responsibilities. So every month, we kind of took that from Salem. They have a plan also, and they do monthly rotations of responsibilities, and we kind of like that. So we stole that from them. So the once this goes out, get the text message. I will send a message on Parent Square to families, and we will post it on Facebook. We are open to other social media. Did you know that Martin County has a sheriff app? So we talked about maybe posting it through that as well, that the shelter is open. And then our volunteer team moves into place, and they open the shelter to assist the community members and make them comfortable while they're in the space. And the great part, a couple of our volunteers suggested we make it comfortable for kids. So Carrie has a lot of stuff in her room that kid friendly. So we're going to steal some things for her room if we need to. But and then the safe room coordinator, which that's my responsibility, I'm going to send the updates out.
This right here is a quick overview of the procedures and expectations for our occupants. This pertains more to in the event of a weather emergency. We did our due diligence on this, and we made sure that they all mirrored what FEMA standards are, as well as the American Red Cross disaster relief. With that, we also worked really hard to make sure that we made it tailored to the unique experience that we have here, with it being for a school and for a small community. Our main goals were safety for our occupants during that time, and then also for our volunteers. So some of those policies or procedures, we have them listed on here. We also have them on smaller signs that are laminated, and they have magnets on the back. So those will go up throughout the shelter as well. Let's see, after school hours, we have to make sure that our supervisor oversees the shelter operations. We want to make sure that everyone is following the same rules. We want to keep it simple. We want to make it to where everyone understands what we're doing, but also we wanted to make sure that we were thorough in what we expected from not only our volunteers, but also the occupants while they are within the shelter. We had talked about doing a kind of run through video that we could post on Facebook. Through that, we could kind of do a mock drill. That way, in the event that it was needed, the shelter, then people would already know what the process looked like and where to park, what to expect, and all the different things. We've made sure that we've worked really hard with the training aspect too, making sure that our volunteers were trained and that they were confident in leading and hosting and facilitating a shelter in that event. If granted approval, I really think that we would do great in going ahead and saying that we could open it.
Lisa Taylor is going to provide some training to us, first aid training.
Yep, go to the next one. Okay, so Sarah kind of touched on our volunteers being trained. One positive aspect is we have some school staff volunteers. We also have people in the community that have volunteered as well. And all of the volunteers are going to be trained in all of these procedures. Like she said, the Martin County Health Center is going to do some training, just some basic like first aid stuff, nothing major, but if there would be, a boo-boo on a knee or something like that, that they would be able to tend to that. Sarah has done an excellent job. She's already brought it down. It's tucked into my room right now until we get a cabinet. She has a clipboard that's got everything that the volunteer would need, a sign-in sheet, a sign-out sheet, a first aid kit, some like smaller posters like this that can just be magnetized to the doors inside of the tornado shelter. Yeah, and she's made, thank you for saying that, I forgot. She has like some stop signs to put on the restricted areas because the classrooms would be off limits to the public, as well as those doors coming into the rest of the school. So just our volunteers are going to be trained to know where all that emergency equipment is. They're working on getting a cabinet in there to have flashlights, have safety equipment, have some walkie-talkies, like the radio system. Yeah, and have all of that set up. Our volunteers will monitor the entrances and make sure that there's no unauthorized access to any other part of the building, that there's, nobody should be leaving the tornado shelter, making sure that any safety concerns are reported to our supervisor. We also talked about making sure that the person that's volunteering is clearly marked, and we have like a safety vest so that the public coming in would know that would be the person that they would report to and be able to talk to.
I did try to get them to wear that tonight.
She did. She heavily suggested. And then making sure that all of our staff, again, is trained to be able to work with people that may have disabilities or have some health needs. So there's like a sign-in sheet that they could just simply say yes if they would have any kind of, need an accommodation for anything. Make sure volunteers are not posting any videos, any photos of any of the occupants of the tornado shelter. That would be really important. And just make sure that we're all trained. That is the big one, that everybody is trained, everybody's on the same page. So no matter what month it is or who the volunteer is, it's the same procedure every single time.
As far as the training goes, that also mirrors what the American Red Cross and FEMA also sees as expectations and standards.
Does anybody have any questions for this amazing team?
Is there a backup to the person if they're not available to be on call or be in charge? Is there a plan for that?
We did kind of talk about that when we did our monthly schedule at our last meeting, and we are all kind of in a text group. And so we're like, Robbie is the August volunteer. Let's say he'd be out of town for a weekend. He would be responsible for like texting maybe Vicky, who lives here too, or Mike and Christy, who live right in town. And then they would be, okay, I'll cover you this weekend.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what we had discussed at our meeting.
It's been a great learning experience for me to work with this amazing team, and having the input, the safety input perspective has been incredible. And it's been a wonderful experience. Yeah,
Good.
we're very
We
excited
appreciate it.
about it.
Thank you. Okay.
I guess the question would
Sorry.
be is, can we open the shelter?
That's coming up in a second.
Oh, it's on there? Okay. I didn't realize it.
Okay. Resignations: Maddie Land, Diana French, and Renee Childress. We need a motion to approve those resignations of those three. Annette, second.
I'll second the motion.
Laura. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank those three for their contribution over the years. Policy for approval. This we got forgotten, so we added it in right here. That's a revised policy for the tornado shelter. I did. I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
That's okay.
They may be following along.
Yeah,
Like I was trying to follow along. Okay.
Just seeing if everybody was awake.
No one
Okay.
yelled out at you.
New business. Okay. We already got the one took care of though.
Yeah.
Personnel changes for the 26-27 school year. Becky Riggins as STEAM assistant. Alicia Bailey, high school English teacher. Kimberly Cundiff as library assistant. Motion to approve those folks.
Almost. I have a question on
Go ahead.
Kimmy, since she also serves as nurse half a day.
She's kind of going in and out. The specials are in the afternoon. She comes in a little early and does some planning, then goes over to the nurse, and then comes back around to the library.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay. We have a motion from Eva, a second.
I'll second.
Matt, all in favor?
Aye.
Approval of new staff. Heard about one already. Nora Howitt as the ag teacher pending successful completion of student teaching and praxis. Justin Downey as welding instructor. probably going to butcher this name, but
This is
Arameta.
also pending getting all of his workplace specialists.
Okay. Arameta, is it Schaefer? As band director in Edmonton. Lydia Cook as elementary special ed education teacher, pending completion of licensing process. Ellie Weininger, teaching assistant. Natasha Butler, teaching assistant. And Julia Harper, teacher assistant. Motion to approve those folks.
I'll second.
Annette and Eva. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of coaches. Danielle Turpin as middle school soccer coach. Heidi Hoffman and Allison Taylor as middle school, high school volunteer cross country coaches. Motion to approve those coaches.
I'll make a motion.
Lorna. Need a second? Annette. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of substitutes. Tommy Tomlinson, new. Justin Phillips is new. And Deanna Smith, a renewal as substitute. Need a motion for approval of those folks?
I'll make a motion for the substitute.
Lorna, I need a second.
I'll second.
Eva, all in favor? Aye. Okay, we already did the resignations because I jumped the gun a little bit. Now, I'm going to do this policy for approval. It's a revised policy for tornado shelter that we just heard about. Need a motion to approve that policy. Annette, a second.
I'll second it.
Lorna, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. It can be open.
Drum roll.
Handbooks. Approval of combined middle school and high school handbooks. Motion to approve those handbooks and changes.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
It's keeping you guys busy this on this end.
Fundraisers. High school and middle school boys soccer team fan store through ME screen printing and embroidery. Shoals Elementary Mom fundraiser through Zach Eichmiller.
I need you to scratch the soccer bingo. Remove that.
Okay.
We're scratching number 3.
Number
You
three.
can hear
Number
that?
3.
Number 3, scratch. Shoals Drama Club to host a mystery dinner and play on November 21st and 22nd in the Shoals High School. Shoals Beta Club Jug Rocks Christmas Christmas shirts. High School Lady Rock Soccer to sell soccer shirts. Motion to approve those fundraisers.
I'll motion.
Eva, need a second to approve those. Annette, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Miscellaneous, unwanted textbook. A textbook. We have several textbooks in the high school book room that are very outdated, no longer meet current academic standards. We would like to place out in the library for students and parents and discard books once the community has an opportunity to take what they want. I'm not going to go through that whole list, but there is a boatload of them.
Is this
looks like.
posted? Is this posted on our webpage?
The list is not posted yet.
If
Okay.
anybody
We
like
wanted
to
to
have
get
no
approval
calculus
first.
book or anything,
I wonder
we
if
got
it will be.
we
Yeah,
got
Will be
some.
posted. Okay.
We'll post the list.
Second item on that with team piece evaluation research and the team piece student survey, permission to
Carol
participate.
has, she's going to talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay. Yes, go for it.
Hot off the press here.
We've been waiting for it.
Yeah, we have been waiting for it. IU is wanting to do some research about the Team Peace program that our kids are going to be involved in. And so they kind of want to do a survey of our students just to see what they know about their own emotions and regulation and that kind of stuff. And then by the end of the year, be able to see what they have learned. And so what they just presented with us is a survey of the questions. They would like to, Kara would like to reduce the questions for our middle school kids because there's a lot of questions. And so it wouldn't be anything different than that. It might just be fewer than that. And so you could take a look at that. I will tell you that we had 5 of the 6 teachers that are going to be involved in rolling out Team Peace in the middle school that attended a training for 2 days in July where we learned a lot about trauma and how it physically manifests itself in the body. And then we learned a lot from Kara, who runs Team Peace, about the neuroscience of the brain and the central nervous system and how that trauma kind of plays out in the brain. And we learned a lot of neuroscience vocabulary. But I think the great thing about Kara's team is that she has actually animated it into characters so that when we teach kids the real science behind what's happening in their bodies, it's in animated characters that they can understand. And so we've got some really cool information about how to do self-check-ins. We've got some great information and vocabulary to share with the kids so that they can start communicating what they need when they're feeling off. Whether they're, just feeling a little bit down or whether they're in an explosive mode, we can give them the vocabulary to help them. And then we did a lot of self-regulating as adults because it's really hard to regulate a child when the adult is not regulated. And so it was just a really great training, and she's going to come back August 19th to actually give us the information to get started, the first set of videos, the first tools. And so with your permission, after the survey, we'll start in September with the classes and health class in middle school. So
I might have missed it. When did you say you was going to roll this survey out?
Well, that's up to you. We would like to roll it out soon because it does have to be posted on the website for parents to object or accept for 21 days.
Gotcha.
So when we get your permission, we'll post it, and then we have 21 days before we can actually give the students the survey.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Is that 30 days on 121? It says
It
information
says
be
30
posted
on
30
here.
days.
Okay, so 30 is accurate?
I would go with this 30 only because if this was obtained, yeah.
Okay, along with that, we have the Indiana Youth Tobacco Survey, online course policy, homeschool and athletics policy, and the Cosmos update.
So the Cosmos update is that Mitchell met with their board, and they are deciding that they are going to no longer be part of Cosmos, as they gave the 1-year notice that they will no longer be part of Cosmos. So that just making that information public.
So it'll be effective May of next year.
Correct.
Okay.
Everything is maintaining the same this year, and there will be a lot of conversation around what it looks like moving forward.
Okay, motion to approve all that.
I'll make a motion.
Lorna,
I'll second.
Eva, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See, documents from outside agencies, acknowledgement of Indiana Education Employment Relations Board letter. Want to read that?
June 19, 2026, to the Shoals Community School Corporation, Dear Sue Lanham. Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-28-9-26, school corporations are required to establish a minimum teacher salary of $45,000 for each full-time teacher. This letter serves as notice that data submitted to the Indiana Education Employment Relations Board shows that the minimum salary for a full-time teacher at Shoals Community School Corporation was $43,000 during the 25-26 fiscal year. Thus, the minimum teacher salary requirement was not met for the 25-26 fiscal year. Pursuant to Indiana Code 20-28-9-26C, Shoals Community School Corporation must do the following: publicly acknowledge receipt of this notice at the governing body's next public meeting, enter into the governing body's official minutes for the meeting acknowledgement of the notice. Not later than 30 days after the meeting, publish this notice on the school's corporation's website. Please contact the Indiana Department of Education, Office of School Finance with any questions. Sincerely, Brenda Burbis, Senior Director, Office of School Finance.
Thank you. We have a contract for virtual speech therapy services and transportation responsibility, Indiana Department of Child Services. Motion to approve those three items.
Do you have a cost on the therapy and the
Yes,
speech?
It's ridiculous.
it's ridiculously high. It's the same,
The
$90
same.
an hour. Which we are using a different service this year, and they are going to group them into small groups. So
So there will be some on-site.
she's coming once every quarter. It's not very often.
They did break it out into like 15-minute increments on the
On the schedule. Yeah.
on the
We still get charged if kiddos aren't here if they don't have a 24-hour notice.
motion to approve those documents.
I'll make a motion.
Lorna. Second. Nat, all in favor?
Aye.
Items after 4, personnel, Reva Troutman and Callie Furman as elementary, middle, and high school beta sponsors. Callie Furman as high school student council representative. Daniel Turpin as pep club sponsor. Jonathan Holt to move from concessions to impact club. Wesley Stevenson resigning from chess club. Daniela McCarty, elementary aide pending paperwork. Is it Jania Mitchell, elementary aide pending paperwork? Megan Benefiel and Octavia Dickinson as winter guard coaches. Christina Gardner substitute. And Charlene Breidenball, resource aide for elementary grades 3 through 5. Motion to approve those folks.
All motion.
Eva, second. Annette. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Under sports, we have Malachi McNabb as volunteer for middle school and high school soccer. Cody Bauer, Tony Taylor, and Seth Sorrells as middle school baseball coaches. Jace Irwin, Dylan Irwin, and Nick Gherkin as middle school baseball volunteers. Hallie Wyman resigning from coaching as 7th grade volleyball coach. Amy Harder resigning as 6th grade volleyball coach and stepping up as 7th grade volleyball coach. Motion to approve those folks. Annette, second.
I'll second.
Eva, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, miscellaneous. October 23rd, 26th, Wizard game in the high school gym. Recommendations to advertise the 2027 budget, preschool contract, national study of special education spending, possible auction items. I think we have some pictures of, I think this is from Larry that he
Yes.
provided on
Yes,
stuff that needs to go.
yes.
Well, can you do the word?
He's ready for his space back.
Clean it out. Is it Kratos Defense
Kratos.
and Rocket Support Service Incorporated donation to robotics programs? Recognized letter of receipt regarding resignation from the School Board of Education from Ethan Adams.
No. Jones.
Ethan, I'm sorry. Ethan Jones, thank you. And also superintendent request approval to post Martin County career coach. That would be funded by ROI. And I do want to take a second to give appreciation to Ethan for his work on the board and his input, and he will be missed. A motion to approve those miscellaneous items.
I'll make a motion.
Lorna, second. Nat, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Trip request. Kathy Overton to take the high school FFA students to Davis County Fairgrounds for the FFA Livestock Skillathon on September 9th. And she would also like to take grades 8 through 12 FFA students to the White River Valley Antique Show on September the 11th. Motion to approve those trips. Annette, second.
I'll make a second.
Lauren, is that the second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we've pretty much gone over the financials. Need a leave of accounting report. Need a motion for that.
I'll motion.
Eva, second.
I'll second.
Lorna, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And approval of claims. Motion for that.
Second.
Annette and Eva, all in favor?
Aye.
Anything else for discussion? If nothing else, meeting is adjourned.